What is going on, Pi holders? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. And today, guys, we've got to give updates on some things that are coming out regarding Binance's vote to list system. They're finding some infiltrations that are occurring amongst other cryptocurrency communities that are looking to get voted in to Binance's exchange. And I want to touch points on some of the points of FUD that are spreading amongst the community, especially the fact that the founders or the co-founders of Pi Network and Pi Token have allocated a pretty substantial amount of tokens to themselves. But in my opinion, it's nothing other than what is rightfully theirs. And we will compare that to other publicly traded companies within the cryptocurrency market and even equities and stock market alike. But remember, as always, never financial advice, just putting you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm to get this video out to more people. And also consider subscribing to the channel. You guys know how I always start the videos. We like to look at the overall market sentiment and market direction. It's Sunday, which is typically a very low volume day for the markets, as market does open tomorrow, where we typically see a lot of momentum. Even though crypto is 24/7, the fact is crypto does follow the stock market overall in terms of inflows, especially institutional money that comes in. So right now we'll see Picoin. It's currently down about 2.5% on the day. Another red day for Pi. We're seeing Trump coin up about 4.2% amongst the crypto market. Bonk, another Solana meme coin up. We're seeing Form up 10%. But overall, pretty much a sideways day for the market. Maybe a few things that are up 4 or 5% and a few things that are down 4 or 5%. But Bitcoin actually up a little bit, up about 1.1% on the day. But Pi is starting to lose traction and lose momentum. We're down about, again, another 3% on the day. As I mentioned, $205 million of trade volume. We're hitting lows for volume, the lowest that we've seen almost since launch. I know a few days ago, we started seeing below $500 million of 24-hour trade volume, which is unfortunate. But one of the biggest reasons that we saw this momentum shift within the Pi community is the fact that on International Pi Day, we didn't get the different catalyst that we were expecting after running up from $1.30 all the way up to nearly $1.75. And then we retraced since a lot of the community's hopes were not met. So we're going to jump in and dive in, talk about all these things regarding Pi. And before we jump into today's video, you guys know one of my partners and a partner for this channel is BTCC. The only reason I like sharing this type of system for you guys or exchanges is the fact that they allow Pi trading first and foremost, which is huge. And number two, they're offering each and every one of you that are watching, especially those of you that are traders. If you're a remarkable trader and have skills in terms of scalping or volume trading, consider signing up for BTCC with my link. Get rewards up to $10,055 in USDT stablecoin immediately sent to you amongst following the requirements for their sign up. And you can see, literally make your first copy trade, get $5. Cumulative, get $30 when you deposit money into your account. Get $210 cumulative trading for volume. You see all the different requirements, and it's going to add up to right around $10,055 for free. Take advantage of free money when it presents itself to you. So, Pi Network, price analysis for 2025 and understanding decline and what's next. So, first and foremost, Pi, backed by millions and hyped as the next big thing, now finds itself in turbulent waters. A plunging price and Binance's refusal to include in a listing campaign have left its future hanging by a thread. And we saw this on March 21st with the new thread that they've launched regarding their listing requirements 2.0. And this vote to list system, they didn't include Pi amongst the list of cryptocurrencies, but instead the majority are just meme coins via the Binance ecosystem or Binance BNB's blockchain. Pi Network investor sentiment wanes. The exclusion of Binance's listing plans have impacted Pi Network's appeal to investors. The Chaikin Money Flow, or CMF indicator, which measures the flow of capital in versus out for any project, has hit its lowest point since Pi Network's inception. This indicates an all-time high in terms of outflows, money coming out of the project. But again, I'm going to talk about why I think it's still time to dollar cost average in, because getting in at $1 or less than $1 is much better than getting in at a previous all-time high before any major exchange listings other than OKX that was part of the mainnet launch. I think, again, you're getting in at a better price now than any of the others. Macro momentum and market indicators for Pi. some indicators reveal some signs of hope for Pi crypto. The relative strength index and Pi have bounced after dipping to oversold territory earlier in the week. Right now, we are actually falling below support there. And then the question is, can we stage a comeback? That is everybody's question collectively. And I'm going to tell you guys why I think so. First and foremost, 1 point of FUD. The Pi core team was allocated 20% of total Pi supply, which amounts to about 20 billion Pi coins as compensation for network development and maintenance efforts. For those of you that are wondering and saying, oh, they were given way too much allocation for their project. Guys, look at any other founder. I just Googled a quick search. How much stock do founders typically have of publicly traded companies, whether it's crypto or stocks? For pre-IPO, pre-mainnet, we can see things like 23% of the total company being owned by co-founders and CEOs as a part of their compensation and a part of the fact that they have created this entire network. Founders may own 15% or more of companies pre-IPO, and then sometimes you can see up to 75%. And if it was 75%, yeah, then there's something to be worried about. But the fact is, they right now own and were given and gave themselves 20%. The rest was a part of the network and for the miners, the community, and of course the pioneers and contributors. So again, this is 100% something that we should debunk early on and not make it a point of contention or FUD. For those of you that are looking into getting into Picoin, this shouldn't even be something you blink about because the majority of crypto projects and teams own much more supply than even that. I've seen up to 90% token allocation for teams. Number 2, this is from this guy named Cigar Lord. Again, speculation, exposing vote manipulation in Binance's vote to list campaign by participants. And he said, what if I told you that the projects aren't winning votes organically, but through bribery, backdoor deals, and strategic manipulation? We've gathered undeniable proof. And he's specifically talking about different meme coins that were listed on the Binance or BNB, BSC, Binance blockchain. Vote buying bribery. Products are offering direct payments via WeChat and Telegram to secure votes. Some users are being paid in stable coins to vote for specific tokens, which if any project wants to, especially meme coins, we know upon getting listing approval of Binance, we see projects usually skyrocket anywhere between 100 to 200, all the way up to thousands of percentage points thereafter. Cross-project partnerships. Some projects are making backdoor deals. Vote for us now and we'll vote for you for the next campaign. This undermines fair competition, also creates an illusion of organic community demand while shadowing the true intent artificially. Unfortunate to see. Mass giveaways and fake engagement. Many accounts are running giveaways where users must vote to enter. This inflates votes artificially without real community interest. And you could see he continued to talk about vote washing and things of that nature. The final thoughts he said, excuse me guys, still getting a little better here. Fairness in listing is crucial for trust in crypto. Binance must enforce stricter policies to protect users from manipulated votes. And that was the final thing here. And the big thing that I want to mention is whether this is all true, these allegations. The fact is the Pi community has already proven themselves. We got way more votes than expected, but the fact is we were excluded as a community for this first vote to list campaign, which is completely unfair and unjust. So with that being said, I'm just here to voice my opinion and the community's opinion. And I think, again, what we need to see is more focus from Binance on understanding what it is that the overall crypto community wants. Don't focus in on just things that are launched on the Binance blockchain or the BSC, BNB chain. Instead, look at what the global users want. And we saw an overwhelming hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that voted in Pi to get listed on Binance, to allow open trading on that market. So again, guys, just wanted to make sure to clear up the FUD. I appreciate your support as always. That's all I had. And until next time, as always, keep investing. Peace.